everyone, Scott here. Just giving you a little tutorial here on how to play World of Warcraft hands-free. Now, before I go any further, you're going to ask, what do you mean hands-free? Well, the whole reason I am putting this video together is had a few requests because I am a quadriplegic, meaning I am paralyzed from the neck down. I have absolutely no hand or leg or any other movement of my body other than a little bit of shoulder shrugging. So for me to play World of Warcraft, I have to do it hands-free. And here's how. First thing, I'm going to tell you about my equipment that I use for my mouse to travel around the screen. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see the mouse in the video or not. If you're not, you're going to feel a little awkward here as things are just clicking. But what I use is a device called Natural Point Smart Nav. And that's a mouse tracker that uses an infrared to track a sensor that I place on my mouthpiece, watching the mouse go all over the screen. So that's the first thing I need in order to control the clicking and everything else that you would normally do with your mouse. Now, in addition to that, I don't have access to the left click or right click buttons in a normal manner like everyone else does, where they're just able to push obviously with their fingers on whatever they need, and I do not have access to the middle mouse button, so I'm not able to run in that capacity. So through a combination of the mouse and a couple in-game features and functions and the other very important piece of equipment, my software for Dragon Naturally Speaking, which combining all of that, I'm able to functionally play the game, and not only do that, but I'm able to actually raid, and I have 7 different characters, of which I am 13 of 13 heroic as of the Warlords of Draenor expansion. So I've gone through and killed Archimon on each of those. So I'm actually able to do it pretty effectively. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the things and how to set it up, and also just give a quick demonstration on how some of it works. So here I am. I have my druid because she is both a tank and a healer, but I have her in the garrison. I'm not overly geared with her as of yet. I'm only at 716, which at this point in the expansion is pretty average to low average. By this point, what I am on all my other tunes, I'm usually around the 720 or higher range. I think my highest right now is a 728 Hunter. But I have her in tanking mode right now. I'm going to go ahead and switch over the specs in a second here, but right now I have my mouse on. And just real quick before I do anything else, again, with the mouse function, it actually comes with a dwell clicker. It's called DWELL, which is basically a time delay that I have set up at this point to click at very short intervals. So you're going to hear the videos clicking. Okay, and what you're seeing happening now is my voice software turned on, and it's doing a whole bunch of windows up. And this is something I deal with when I raid. If it doesn't recognize what I'm saying, this will happen in the middle of a raid and all these windows pop up. Press escape, go to sleep. Okay, and those are some of the commands I have to use for the software to work, and some of the things it'll do there. And forgive me for any sniffles or things you may hear in the background here. I got a little bit of a cold going on. Okay, so the dwell clicking, as I was saying, you have to set it up for a time delay, and right now I have it on single left click mode. So it'll, at this point, because I have it to interact, it'll run over to the person that I single click on. And, you know, time delay, I got my left click going on, so I could do, you know, whatever I want here.
See you later.
So, get rid of him, don't need to talk to him. If I want to just click on something random, I can do that. Again, very short interval. I just pause over what I want. I'll go over and talk to my follower here. So that's one way to move. I should get him leveled. Get him up so I can actually use him for something.
What brings you here?
Okay, now I don't have any other feature on, so In order for me to move, I gotta either left click on something to interact with it, or I can use the voice software, which conveniently turned on, so I'll show you how that works. Press left, wake up, press left, press left, press left, press left, press right, press left, go to sleep. So as you can see, it's turning the character individually one little click at a time, as if you were to push your Q button or your E button once. And as you can imagine, that is both not effective and also a royal pain. Okay, so that's just the turning without any other features to do it. Now if I want to run, I use the number lock. Press escape, press left, press left, press numlock, press space, press right, press left, press Q, press right, press left, press right, press down, go to sleep. Okay, so that's just basic running, trying to teach you where to go, what you want to do. Alright, so as you can see, that would be a royal pain, wouldn't be able to accomplish too much, not going to be very helpful. So what I am going to do is go ahead and show you another alternative means with using the software, using right click to move, which I go into my little interface here, and I will pull up the game functions here. And first thing I want to do, I already got it highlighted to show you, is go to that in-game function of under interface, go down to accessibility. You're going to do show move pad. Alright, that's going to open up your movement pad. Or should. What did I do? Alright, we'll go back to that. I hit cancel, okay. Alright, okay. Got the screen back up. We're ready to go. Now with the movement pad still in left click mode, all I got to do, use that to go forward. Use that to strafe. Now, as you can see, when I'm strafing, if I do forward or back, it'll stop the strafe. So I'm going backwards. I want to run. When I go to the left, I will. Now, if I want to go straight still, I just hit it again. It will do that. So I run out of my garrison. Strafe so I avoid some things. And I can run sideways. Okay, now I'm running sideways. I want to stop right at this point. How do I do it? Can't. I gotta click twice. Once to tick off the strafe and another to stop running forward. Okay, so I'm running to the side. Okay, good. I'm where I want to be. Now I gotta stop. Oh, shoot. Going forward. Okay, as you can see, there's some issues with this. If I'm strafing trying to run away from someone, I stop. Great. Now this all works wonderful, so long as I want to stop in place, do that. Okay, but when I'm in a raid and my headset isn't quite on right, or the screen is moving, sometimes I miss. My guy keeps moving. Oops, I run off an edge. So there's some inherent difficulties with using this part of the system. There's some other things, I could show you errors on another video. But again, this is just trying to do the basic introduction. So there's my movement pad. That's one way of moving, using single click, left click, all that. Now if I combine that with my turning, with my voice software, I could do that real quick and show you. That makes it a little more effective. Wake up, press right, press right, press right, press right, go to sleep. Okay, as you can see, when I do that, I'm able to turn and kind of navigate through a little better. I obviously don't have to strafe, and I can turn the camera angle if I need to get around corners and dungeons and things. That's the most effective way to do so, as far as using just voice software in the movement pad. Okay, now that's the movement pad. I'm going to move on to the other option we got here, which is the more important one, that up until this expansion I really didn't know about. And that is under, again, I believe, interface. Go to controls. Nope. Alright, I got my auto loot off too. I gotta change that at some point. Going through camera, mouse. This is the important one now. Click to move. Without that, it's terrible. Okay, click to move, and I gotta then always adjust camera. That is the most effective means for the way I play. I've been through a couple of other options. They don't really work that well. Okay, but click to move, what this enables is me to set my mouse up for right clicking. And now, because it's not a left click but a right click, wherever I click on the screen, my character will move to, which is much more effective, and it'll go in a straight line to wherever I click. Little yellow dot tells me where I'm going. Okay, now if I want to pull up anything, the right click still works with any of my menu buttons. In other games it does not, which is kind of an issue. But for Warcraft it does, which makes it incredibly helpful. Because if it didn't, it would be a lot more intensive. Okay, now the only downside, if I am a caster, which doesn't matter right now because I'm in human mode, so it'll be just as effective to show you, but let's say I just want to kill this wolf with Moonfire. I'm right clicking, I click on my mob, it'll run up to it. Now as a melee, that's obviously not an issue. As a caster or a healer, it is. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't want that. Why not? Junk cells, might as well. Okay, so I right click, moving around, having a good time. This is probably the one feature that has enabled me to raid effectively. Prior to this, I was not able to do any of that. I would actually have to have a family member or somebody else, or willing members, extended members of my family, come down and play the game. And if anyone's watching that, I thank you, Sarah, for the many hours that you spent here and raided for me, or let me watch you raid, or played my character just to have me get some enjoyment out of it and get some equipment that I otherwise couldn't. Appreciate it. So I'm running around here, going back toward my garrison. What I can do, now I got my left click, my right click, all that good stuff. Now if I was in a battle, I could show you a little more effectively how it would work, but as an introduction, that's just a basic introduction to how I play. I have the strafe with the movement pad that I can move anywhere around the screen and unlock it, so whatever works most effectively for me. I found, based on my head position and where I'm playing, that right up here is usually the best for me and easiest to see. I left all my bars, everything the same, so you could just see the basics of that. But so as a starter, like I said, my equipment, the Dragon Naturally Speaking software, the headset with the infrared sensor, and that other device is Natural Point. It's one word, Natural Point. And then the device is called a Smart Nav, NAV. And like I said, that travels using infrared. And then I just am able to use the dwell clicking feature on that, DWELL, if you're ever looking for any software or comparable hardware to attach. Look for some with dwell clicking, or else you won't be able to click with the time delay. And those are the things I'm able to do. I can go ahead and click the buttons down below, and that'll just show you how it does it. I've got the timer set, so I'm pretty good at what I do. But that's my introduction to how I play in the software and the equipment I use. And in future videos, I will show you different characters and actually how I play and a more extended version into it. So thanks for watching the intro here, and hopefully you look forward to seeing my next ones and how I play and some of the difficulties that I encounter, and also the successes. So have a great day, everyone, and hope to see you in future videos.